everyone, welcome back. It's the Louis Vuitton Princess, and today I am going to be filming another reveal slash unboxing. So I told you guys I was really bad, and I don't think people believed me, but I really was bad. I've made a lot of purchases in the past couple of months, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm super excited to show you guys today's purchase. Today's purchase is a really special one. Like, it's actually super special. And so I'm gonna take only a minute or less just to share something that I think is important. So I was in a abusive relationship for some time. It was a very bad situation. Yeah, that's as much as I'm gonna share about it, but it was not a very good situation. And it's a situation that I only recently fully removed myself from, as far as ending contact with this other person entirely. So it was a bad situation. And so the final step I took in leaving that situation is last week, I decided to sell an engagement ring that was given to me by this person. So again, this is my shameless plug for the domestic violence hotline, and all of those types of resources that I fully plan to put in the description of this video. Because, you know, I was trapped in a bad situation for a long time, and I don't want anyone else to go through that. And as always, I always say in my videos that, if you need someone to talk to, you're welcome to message me on Instagram. And I actually really mean that. If you really just need someone to be there for you, I am available on my Instagram at the Louis Vuitton Princess to talk. So this video started a little heavy, but we're gonna end it and continue it on a really fun note. So I sold my engagement rings. I sold it really cheap, I think, honestly, kind of out of spite, because it was a pretty expensive ring. And I really just wanted enough money to fund a purchase for myself, because I said, you know what? I'm gonna close this chapter in my life. I have no use for these rings anymore. I'm gonna get rid of them. And instead of having this weird sort of void of not having it anymore, I was like, I'm gonna get something that makes me feel positive, because I had that ring for so long and it's set in my jewelry box, and it was just this thing in my life that just exuded negativity around me, and I want to take that negativity and, one, get rid of it, and then two, buy something that makes me happy. And so because you guys are here, you know exactly what makes me happy, and it is in this bag. I am so excited for this. So let me just say, this was a bag that was not really on my wish list. I'm basically saying that for everything that I buy at this point, because it's I have a wish list, but then it's always, I'm a bargain hunter. I say that all the time, just meaning if I find something that I really, really like or really, really want and the price is good, I'm gonna buy it, wish list or not. It just is what it is. So this was not a piece that was officially on my wish list, but it was a piece that I'd been looking at quite a bit. And these bags are always really fun for me, because this is actually a bag that I've owned twice. I've owned this bag 2 times. However, the previous times I owned it, it was in different variations. This is the first variation of this kind that I've owned this bag in. So either way, let's take a look. So today's reveal, and again, I know I call them unboxings, but it's I was so excited when I got to the post office, and this was such an important purchase for me. I just had to open it. So let me make sure I have it turned the right way. So today's reveal is I'm so happy, Louis Vuitton Multicolore Boulogne. So, and again, I know I'm probably not pronouncing that the correct French way, bite me. So this is one of my favorite Louis Vuitton styles, actually. I really love the Boulogne. I think because, you know, this sort of shoulder bag style is just a very classic handbag style. And I really enjoy that. You know, when I think about the types of shoulder bags that my mom carried when I was a kid, it's just a very quintessential handbag style. However, because it has the Louis Vuitton multicolor aspect, there's a lot of bling, there's a lot of glam, there's a lot going on. So it's like not traditional. So as I said, I have owned this bag 2 other times. Both of those were the multicolor noir, and as you can see, this is the multicolor blanc. So my first Boulogne I owned, I purchased off of Facebook from a lady in Canada, and I paid her, I think, like $180 for it. Again, people think I make this stuff up. Like, Louis Vuitton was so cheap when I first got into it. My first Boulogne I paid $180 for in multicolor noir. My second Boulogne I paid $270 for, like somewhere around that. And each time I ended up selling it. And I ended up selling them because it's like, I don't know. I guess I just wanted to fund another purchase. Those Boulognes were not as in good of condition as this one was. They were still in good shape because you guys know I don't care anything that's like junk condition. So they were still good shape, but they were not as in good shape as this. And I always sort of viewed the Boulogne as like this bag that like I could always just get another one. It wasn't a big deal. And I also sold my Boulognes because I really wanted the Louis Vuitton multicolor Chrissy, which I have. Sorry, I live in the city. Which I do have a multicolor noir Chrissy. So it was kind of a thing of like, the Chrissy is a really big, glitzy, glammy shoulder bag with lots of studs, and it's multicolor noir. So I really was kind of like, I don't really need a Chrissy and a Boulogne in multicolor noir. Like, I just didn't really feel like I needed that. So I was like, I'm gonna sell my Boulogne and go for the Chrissy. So I have the Chrissy, but I always sort of liked the Boulogne. And in the last couple weeks, I had started looking at Louis Vuitton Boulognes, even just the regular monogram. And I sort of fell in love with the style all over again. But ultimately, as you guys know, multicolor is really where my heart lies. So when I stumbled across this multicolor Boulogne, I had to have it. I originally saw it listed on Poshmark, but you guys know I hate Poshmark. So I'm one of those naughty Poshmark people who convinces people to sell me things off Poshmark. Which again, that's another way I get stuff very cheap. The person had this listed on Poshmark for I think like originally like over $1,000, then over $800. So it was listed pretty high. And I wasn't going to pay that price for it. I didn't want it that bad. But eventually I talked to them. I was like, hey, again, people mark stuff really high on Poshmark because Poshmark has insane fees. Poshmark takes 20% from its sellers. So it's like everybody marks everything super high. So I was like, hey, how about I buy it from you through PayPal and let's like work out a deal. So the price we agreed to was $575, which is, I would honestly consider a steal for this bag. Like, 6 years ago, that wouldn't have been a steal because these sold very cheap back then. But nowadays, $575 is a steal, especially for the condition. These bags I see selling on Fashion File and other places for over $1,000. So for the condition, $575 is a steal. Really, just in general, anytime you can buy a multicolor monogram bag in good condition these days, and you're paying under $1,000 or under $800, because those tend to be the sort of average prices, you are getting a really good deal. So for $575, I was like, this is sold. So let's take a closer look at the bag. So again, this bag is not in perfect condition. I mean, for one, I have not checked the date code to see what year it was made in, but it is a multicolor style. So this is a older bag. I don't know. I mean, again, multicolor originated back in 2003. So this bag has the potential to be 19 years old or less. But it is an older style. So the condition is not perfect. However, for a bag of that age, it's in very good shape. For starters, we'll look at the hardware. So the hardware is all in super good shape. not a ton of scratching. I mean, it's not scratch free, but there isn't a ton of scratching, which I like. And the hardware is still all very firmly on. That's a big thing. All of the studs are intact. As with a lot of the multicolor bags, there are lots of studs, so all of the studs are intact around the zipper opening. All of the studs are intact around the front pocket. All of the studs are intact on the straps. So all of the studs are intact, which is very important to me when buying these bags. You can get studs replaced, and you can also get these little things replaced by Louis Vuitton. I don't know if you can actually anymore, but the last time I asked my SA, he said they did replace them. So you can get that replaced, but it's like, it's kind of annoying. So that's kind of like a pro tip if you're into buying multicolor, is always make sure all the studs are intact and in place, because that's kind of annoying if they aren't. Again, we can take a look at the zipper pull. The zipper pull is really shiny, like not a ton of wear on it. And so the front of the bag is absolutely beautiful. It has a nice front zipper pocket here. I actually haven't looked in here, but it doesn't appear to be anything. So there's a nice zipper pocket on the front, and yes, this is an actual pocket. It's not just for show. So there's a nice little zipper pocket on the front. You have the hardware. Again, one of the biggest reasons why I was so drawn to this bag is because I love the color placement of having the pinks and the purples and then the blues and the greens. This is my least favorite line in the multicolor canvas, so I really like that sort of being at the bottom. So yeah, the front is really beautiful. And then you have your sides, which also look great. No major wear or tear. And then you have the back of the bag, which also has that same beautiful color placement layout. The back of this bag has a teeny tiny bit of color fading. It's a very small amount on the back. Like, you can probably barely